everybody! Today I am here to react to episode 2 of Wolfpack. I'm a couple episodes behind on this show, but I'm excited to dive into it more and see how the mystery is going to develop, because I don't think I mentioned this in the last video, but I did see that it's based on a book. Like, I found like this like comprehensive list of like all the books that are getting turned into TV shows or movies this year, or scheduled to be, and this was on it, and I never heard the book before. I do want to check it out because I am trying to be better about like checking out books that I'm watching, if that makes sense, you know, like I'm trying to stay more on top of it than I have in previous years, because sometimes you can find some really cool books that way, like things that you never heard of, even if it's different from the show. Like sometimes the books are still really, really good. So I'm excited to see more of what's going to develop and how this pack thing is going to develop, since the show is called Wolf Pack, yet like the 4 werewolves that we know seem to not know each other. Like 2 know 2 and 2 know the other 2 and 1 knows 1, but like they're not a pack yet, and I'm just excited to see how that friendship develops. I think it'll be really fun and cute, and yeah, I'm just interested to see more, so let's check it out. Where you gonna go, girl? There's a blaze all around it. I mean, we do know she runs fast, so he's like, I don't want to chase after them. I do love how Harlan is like disengaged with this whole thing. He doesn't want to find Garrett. He doesn't care about these people. He's like, I just want to go home, okay? Oh, that's not good. Blake, like maybe you should take 2 seconds to be aware of your surroundings and be like, hey, maybe I should be running towards the fire. Oh, yikes. Okay, at least I think that's good, people. That's not like anyone that shouldn't be out there. But again, you shouldn't be near a fire. Harlan, try a little bit. Just a little bit, please. She doesn't flat out admit it. That's awful. She's funny. I like them all so far. Literally, they're near like a roaring fire, and this woman's like, can you please leave? Like, it's just so funny to me. I don't know if it's like because they grew up around like wildfires and all that, that they're like not as like phased by them, but or maybe it's that something bigger is going on in their life with the wolf thing, but it's just funny to me that they're like, the fire is secondhand now. He's not gonna say the word werewolf, I'm sorry. I mean, it's very clear that you guys are werewolves, even if you don't want to talk about it. Like, they all saw your eyes glow and stuff like that, so. Yeah, obviously. That's not a normal question. Like, how do they not think that they should fill them in on what's going on? That's so unfair. Luna does, but Harlan doesn't. Oh, now it's just completely healed. Because before, only other people who were bit could see it. But unless... No, it must be completely healed. Because he could see it, I think, too. I mean, that doesn't prove that he's lying. Like, why else would they be... They saw their eyes glow. I don't know why Harlan's so, like, resistant to admit that something's going on. I get wanting to keep it close, but, like, you're just gonna let these people go out there and be like, hey, good luck. Dang! His parents really are awful. I mean, the mom is bad, but like the dad just like lets it happen. So your kid is in the hospital and the first thing they said to him was like, oh, what did you do? Remember? Like they weren't even concerned about like him at all. They were just like, oh, you're over exaggerating. Like it's fine. It's interesting. I think that like obviously Blake has like a not great family situation either, but also like her situation is bad too. Whereas like Everett seems to be from like a very rich home, but like his parents also aren't great. So like they have that to bond them, even though they do come from like separate kind of classes. Oh, the teeth are really gross. Like I do have to say, in terms of like the werewolf vampire debate, like 9 out of 10 times vampires are hotter, and I hate to say it because I don't want to pick a side, but like werewolves are kind of, they're a little messy, I'm gonna be honest. Oh no, here's her phone call. I mean, a little late. I'd be a little mad that like you already contacted Everett and you didn't get me yet. But I guess she was farther away to find, that's why. The slow finger reaching towards one. They really do lean into like the horror aspect, and it lands sometimes like that. Did he tell her he did tell her, right, that he had gotten a phone call being like, we're not safe? I think. I could be wrong, but I feel like he did mention it. I mean, she's just in complete and utter denial right now. Like, there's no other way around it. I feel like every single sign she's like, nope, if I pretend I don't see it, it's not really there. But like, it's a day away now, or 2 days away still from a full moon, and I mean, there's gonna be some things that you can't ignore pretty soon if I hazard a guess, so. Thank you. Like, I get what he's saying, but he is also like, Blake, he's in such denial. Like, it's not fair to just, I mean, I get it's like a secret that you've been keeping, but it's not fair. Like, something's clearly up with them. Thank you. Clap, clap, clap for Luna. She's my favorite, I think. Well, I love Blake, and I really like Everett. Harlan's the only one that I'm like, slow your roll, bud. But, like, Luna's just, there's something so sweet about her, I think, you know, that, like, she's just trying to do the best in a bad situation for everyone. And I feel like I wish she could just go and be like, hey, like, I know you're a werewolf, I'm a werewolf too, and like keep Harlan out of it, but I feel like it would be pretty obvious that if she's a werewolf, her twin brother is a werewolf too. The eyes, my gosh, if her dad sees that, that's going to be a little bit hard to explain. I feel like they can't control it. That's another reason why they need to talk to Luna. They're just sleeping through the whole day. Which I feel like does make sense because their body's gone through a lot. Like, I don't know if their energy reserves are up to, like, the speed of, like, just for their healing, like, her running, his strength. Like, I feel like it's, like, trying to adjust to all that while also adjusting to the temperature changes and everything. That's so funny that they're in each other's dreams. I just don't know if it's because, like, they were both, like, it's gotta be something more, right? Because it's, like, obviously, like, the twins are connected too, but like not in that way. So it's like, it's just funny to me that like maybe they were like their mates or something like that now that they've both been bitten. He got bit too? What? This poor kid. He was on the crutches and now he's bitten. I feel like he's being too chill though, right? Like he would be going through everything that they're going through if he was bitten by the werewolf as well. I don't know. I mean, based on how buff that wolf was, that doesn't look like it would be that kind of bite. Plus, wouldn't it be healed like his? Maybe there's like different types of bites because like he obviously isn't healed or anything. He's being so unsubtle about it. Like if my friend started asking me these things, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like the fact that this is like a full conversation they're having of like, did something bite you? Like, I just feel like, I don't know, I'm confused because it's like on one hand, obviously when he be going through the stuff he's going through, so it's like, is it a different type of bite? Is it not? It's confusing. And now I'm also like, is it supposed to be like the Styles character, you know, like the best friend that Everett has, or is it just fodder for the monster? Ooh, what's going on with him? He was the one last episode, right? He said his hearing was turned up really bad. So obviously maybe with this werewolf closer, it heightens their abilities, which would make sense why Blake and Everett healed so quick. Because I mean, Harlan and Luna have been dealing with this stuff for 18 years, so you think they would have like the stuff under control right now, like their hearing and stuff. Oh, this is when he found them. I'm still so curious how it turned into, hey, I have two wolves to, oh, now I just have two humans that I adopted. Oh, the little paw is so cute. Like, hello. Oh, that's how I mean, it had to happen eventually. The little hand. Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, he's rolling with that phenomenally. I'll give you that. He was just like looking at it instead of being like, what? There were two wolves in that and now it's two babies. I still want to know if he's on the phone telling someone like, hey, I found two wolves and now the wolves are two babies. Like, if someone's like, hey, what happened to those two wolves you had? And he's like, I lost them, but incidentally, I found these two babies that I'm going to adopt. Well, she certainly doesn't look as fast as she did last time. She got to like a whole different part of the city in what, 2 seconds it looked like? So that's weird. Maybe, oh, maybe if they're like the werewolf where his powers are better at night, maybe like their stuff's better at night. Ugh, why is this lady just allowed to talk to all these children without an adult present? I don't understand it. And it's like, maybe you would get something more out of these kids if you weren't treating them all like criminals. Like the way she was with Everett, I was like, you're not gonna get anywhere with this because I wouldn't trust you either. What? He was just imagining that? I'm so confused now what's happening with him. But also, like, since he was, the way he was like, that was cute. But also, since he was the one that was so like, we're not telling him anything, I'm kind of like, yeah, you deal with the issues now that you're having and no one to talk to about it because you wanted it to be this way. Why is he, like, keep picturing, like, Is he in heat? Is that what's happening now? Also, maybe you should leave the gym with the heavy equipment that could hurt you when you're not like paying attention and at your best. Just a thought. The slow. Is he in heat? I feel like that's what it is, right? That's so strange. It's hard to tell like what's visions and what's like real, because like obviously like Blake has been having visions too of like, well, Everett too. Like they imagine things, but then like they seem like they were asleep or like looking in a mirror. So now I'm like, how much of what just happened was a vision? Because it seemed like he got up and looked in the mirror and was fainting, but then he's back on the machine lifting. So I'm like, it's so like it's confusing in a good way though, because it makes you feel like how they do, where it's like, oh my gosh, what's reality and what is just like in my head right now. I do love though that like his thing is just picturing like making out with that dude. That's pretty funny. Wait, so his leg is worse? So then he definitely didn't get bit by the werewolf, right? That would be healing too. And the fact that it's worse makes it seem like the complete opposite of that. Also, I don't understand why he's getting a tetanus shot for a bite. Wouldn't you get a rabies shot? Uh-oh. I'm so confused because like what I was thinking the silver needle maybe, but they don't really make those out of silver, do they? I feel like that would be a waste of money. So was it something in the what's a tetanus shot made out of? What is a tetanus shot? I look it up like I would know what any of this means. I'm like, I don't know. Is that a horse? Do they each have like an animal attached to them or something? Because like she's seen a horse and then Everett was seeing what, like a ram or something last episode? These visions are just tripping me, man. I don't understand what they mean or like what they come from. Wait, so now he's getting a call? I'm so confused by this because it's just like his symptoms don't line up with it. Is this someone different? Because the voice kind of sounds different, and the way they're talking of like they want you to stay, it was like the other one was more just like run, you're in danger, click. Like I feel like this one is trying to convince him to leave, if that makes sense. That doesn't sound much better, dude. They are really. I thought this romance was gonna be so much more of a slow burn, and I mean maybe it's again the connection between them, but like I am shocked at how fast they're moving. No, you need to get out of the hospital. Why are you hiding in the hospital? I still think that thing was trying to lure him out because it just felt different than the other phone calls. I mean, for them getting phone calls saying like they were being hunted, like they really haven't had anything aside from that one attack at her house. Oh no, his cast is stuck. Just, oh my gosh, this poor guy. I feel like he did it completely wrong though. Like, I get that it was like you gotta go and run, but like, that doesn't mean go hide in the hospital away from everyone else that could be potential witnesses to what's happening. Like, I think his best bet was to stay surrounded by a bunch of people. And I still think it was trying to lure him out the way it was saying, like, oh, they're gonna restrain you or something like that. Like, it didn't seem like how the previous calls were. Oh, this is gonna be nasty. Oh my gosh. This poor kid. He has been through the most. Oh, I don't even want to look. Oh, at least he finally got this cast off, but like, can he even walk now? I don't think so. Oh no, all that just for it to circle around. I honestly always forget how buff it is, and then I see it and I'm like, that's a buff wolf. I just don't get it. Why? It didn't seem like he was bit by that. They're awful. Like, I just don't understand. They're just everywhere and they're awful and they treat everyone like a suspect. And it's like, maybe if you were a bit nicer and courteous, people would actually want to help you instead of you already acting like you think they're guilty. Oh no, come on. Are they like following him? This is getting ridiculous. I mean, they can't think he did that, right? Like, he can just be like, hey, my friend Connor called me from the hospital being like, I need help, something's chasing me. Like, I don't know how much they want to tell her because I also don't like her. I feel bad because I like Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I feel like her character is just, every time she or that guy, her partner, comes on screen, I'm like, they're just so annoying. Like, they're the worst part of the show for me. And it's crazy because, like, I feel like she gets billed, like, over the kids. Like, if you even see the poster for the show, it's just her, which is crazy to me because it's, like, clearly the kids are, like, the main characters of the show and like they should be getting some credit for what they're doing, and it's like every time she shows up I'm just like, ugh, this is not gonna be fun. That was a really good episode though. I feel like the like horror aspect of it felt just like even better than I think in general the episode was better than the first one for me. Like the whole scene with Connor being chased felt like really creepy and scary, and just like you would feel his desperation, and I think it makes the threat more confusing for me because I don't know if he was necessarily bit, but it also makes it feel more real that like I feel like now, especially if Harlan and Luna are also being brought in for questioning, like probably someone said like, oh, we saw them all in the woods last night or something like that, but I feel like Harlan and Luna have a pretty good excuse of like we were looking for our missing dad. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes next episode, but this one I definitely loved. I think it was better than the first, like I said, and it has me hooked to want to watch more and see how this is gonna go, and if Harlan and Luna are finally gonna like talk and be like, hey, this is what's happening to you guys, so like help them out a little, throw them a bone. I don't know if that's mean to say because they're willows, but throw them a bone or something. So yeah, if you have seen this episode, please feel free to leave your thoughts about it down in the comments. Also make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!